Hey guys, so I wanted to make at least one video about Diablo 4 and talk about the changes and how it feels to play after item rework. I'm gonna talk briefly about the new crafting methods and a couple other things, but first, is Diablo 4 still bad? Well, if you believe that Diablo 4 was completely bad, then nothing is gonna change because it's still the same game, so that's it, you can stop watching and go watch some other videos. If you thought that Diablo 4 was kind of but on the edge of being maybe decent. Well, this season definitely I feel like improved the game, but like it's still Diablo 4. It's still like I'm coming from Path of Exile, so it still doesn't have as much excitement as you can have in Path of Exile. Like when you're mapping, for example, when you're doing dungeons, what exciting things can happen? You may find a unique, okay, and that unique is probably gonna be a duplicate of what you already had. Again, unique stuff. Charge balls, yeah. Or it may drop a unique that you needed for your build. Okay, that's it. What else exciting can happen than just doing dungeons? Maybe you'll find a butcher, but butcher feels like does no damage now and it's just like a punching bag. Oh, what do we have here? The butcher, who does pretty much nothing to me. Oh wow, such challenging game it is now. Not even a tough punching bag. So, like, I feel like Diablo 4, that's kind of the main thing that it's missing. From a streamer perspective, I feel like it's just not very interesting for me to stream Diablo 4 because, like, there's not much exciting happening. I'm not really a hardcore, high tier player, so I just playing pretty much casually with my Incinerate, which was kind of provided by Blizzard as a build, sort of like Incinerate is kind of a theme build of sorts of this league because it has new legendary mode and it feels like it's really doing a lot of damage. So if you're playing like a good build that just feels good, and this build by the way feels so smooth and just so nice to play, you're gonna have like better experience. But after a certain point you're gonna like start questioning like, okay, what now? Do I just go farm bosses like uber bosses? But those still are kind of annoying to get to, and you need materials, and some of materials you get from weaker bosses and others from like wall bosses or from the pit. And I just feel like there's not much exciting happening unless you're doing those like big bosses. So if you're farming big bosses, well, you can probably already farm them without any like challenge, I guess. And the exciting part is just, is it gonna drop the uber unique item that everyone wants to get or not? And if not, then okay, whatever, next run. So like it's just missing the exciting part of the game. It's just like very, maybe the comparison would be like Diablo 4 feels like it's a picture without colors. And I'm not talking about like actual colors, I'm just talking like metaphorically. A picture without colors. It just kind of missing some I don't know, joy to it. It's fun like slaying demons and stuff. The loot, by the way, I don't know what I think about the loot rework. I do like it. The modifiers are a lot easier to understand and much simpler, and I do like that. It drops items a lot less often, which is good, but other times you like kill massive enemy packs and literally no item drops. Okay, but when it does drop, it's more likely to, it's supposed to drop better items. What does it mean, better items? I think what it means in Diablo 4 terms is it's just gonna be a higher item power. That's it. It's all random still. So it's just gonna be a higher item power, which essentially gonna have a higher tier mods, but they still can be like low rolls. You can also find items with the greater affixes, essentially maxed out rolls. It can have multiple of those. That can be, I guess, exciting as a drop. Like at itemization, I guess, is nice, and it's still missing something exciting. Like I don't know how to explain this. In Path of Exile, when you play, there are many things that can happen in a map that would be an exciting moment. A divine can drop, that's an exciting moment. A mirror can drop, that's a mega exciting moment. A headhunter can drop maze blood, divination cards, expensive divination cards. Just in general, high tier uniques can drop as well. There are many things that can happen that could be an exciting moment. But in Diablo, like I feel like it just a unique drops. What else can drop that would be exciting? I don't know. So it's still missing that part of exciting loot. Now, when it comes to crafting, I'm gonna quickly show the crafting. So now there's a tempering, and I do like, by the way, the tempering. Not sure about the master of working. The tempering, essentially you pick up an item and you say, okay, I want to add an extra modifier because now legendaries only have 3 instead of 4 modifiers. So tempering adds a 4th modifier. You have a limited amount of rerolls on an item, and you can choose like from offense. Let's say I'm playing fire damage over time build, so I want either fire or fire damage over time. So I just hit that, and materials are easy to come by. The ancestral items can have 2 slots, but it has limited amount of rerolls. So skip that quick. Okay, I got the fire. Okay, good. Now I can add, let's say, resource generation something, which I believe I don't need anything. Yeah, nothing is actually useful for this build, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. So that's basically tempering. You just add a reroll, so it just adds an extra modifier, and you can sort of pick from the modifier pool that you would want to have. Then master working, essentially it basically increases the affixes by 5% per rank. I'm not sure what exactly like constitutes as an affix, because it also works on the unique items. Let's say plus 6 levels to charged bolt or whatever it's called. Would that actually go up to plus 7 or plus 8 even? I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's essentially just increasing all affixes to kind of fine tune. Wait, that says masterwork 1 out of 12. I'm actually not even sure what these holes then are. And by the way, to get these you need to do bid, which is one of the endgame activities, which by the way is not in here. The bid is located in this area. Like you see the last icon, that's the bid. So you enter that, you kill monsters starting from I believe level 100. In order to unlock that you need to do Nightmare Dungeon tier 46 plus, and then you get those materials for masterworking. So that's kind of okay, I guess. And like I said, you want to get like greater affixes to get good items. So that's I feel like the upgrading system is pretty nice, and of course everyone gonna say it's from last epoch. Not quite. I feel like last epoch still has way better crafting system, kind of less RNG. By the way, legendary powers now in the codex are stored like this. You just upgrade the tier, so that's kind of convenient. Like you see these numbers 2 out of 16, it means kind of tier. So 16 would be the maximum roll, and later you can just imprint that power at maximum roll. So if you want to add something, let's say this, it would just add 25%, and eventually if you get the maximum roll, it would always have the maximum roll. So that's kind of convenient and easy. And then enhance, we still have like if you want to reroll one of the modifier. So I feel like itemization definitely feels better. I don't know what else like could be expected except the like exciting moments. Like it just needs more exciting things that could happen with loot. There are no new skills, and there probably never gonna be new skills because they are kind of built into the passive tree for each class. So there will be new builds, and there are new builds. Like I'm playing Incinerate, that kind of splits. Previously that wasn't really a thing. And then there are, for example, item skills, like Barbarian has those twisters from one of the legendary modifiers that I believe can be scaled into a build. There are new builds, and sort of semi-new skills, but I don't expect new skills. If you're expecting new skills like in Path of Exile, that's just not gonna happen. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's going to kind of become boring very quickly. It is already boring. This is like a second day, and I'm already kind of bored. I do want to do other builds, but I don't know. I don't really want to reroll and farming items. Like, how do I get items if they're just not dropping? I did farm some items for the future builds, maybe. These are all the uniques that I found so far. I'm not really farming very hard, like I said, just doing nightmare dungeons because I just like doing them. Did Helltide, and the best way to level seems to be Helltide, doing those events that someone, a boss, and like everyone gets on a rotation with placing items and just keep spawning that. And I did that for like 20 minutes at like level 35 or something like that, and I gained so many levels in like 20 minutes. It was kind of nuts. But yeah, did not find any exciting uniques. I keep finding the duplicate uniques. It's kind of annoying. Now when it comes to this build, like I'm not gonna talk about this build too much. Just Incinerate essentially, and whatever supports damage over time. And then from the Paragon board, just getting whatever. I don't like the Paragon board still. It's kind of annoying figuring out the most efficient way to go through the Paragon board. It's just not fun experience in general, I feel like. The passive skill tree, like some people say, is definitely too simple, and the Paragon is too complicated. It's just not fun. I do like upgrading glyphs, and the working towards that is like a progression. That feels fun to me, but navigating the Paragon board is just okay, whatever. Sort of feels good. Okay, let's just go and then whatever. And I don't really want to min max too hard. I still got room to improve this build, but it's becoming pretty difficult to replace to upgrade my items, and they're not even that amazing. Like, let's say this stuff is pretty good. If it was 9 to 5 item power, this would be the best stuff I could expect, I guess. It has all the damage that I want. It even has the new tempered on lucky hit up to 40% chance to deal fire damage, although challenge skills don't really have very good lucky hit. But yeah, I still need to like upgrade my legendary powers and like min max the build, but at this point I'm kind of already bored of the build. I can't just keep farming just for the sake of upgrading. But as a streamer, I feel like I'm almost wasting time streaming Diablo 4 because it's just not a fun content. There's nothing exciting that can happen while just doing dungeons. I guess that's my main concern and the main complaint about current Diablo 4, which is kind of weird and it doesn't apply to many people. If I were to just play off stream and just for sake of playing, okay, I wouldn't concern myself with those thoughts, but yeah, as a streamer, it's just not very fun to stream Diablo 4, and I guess that overall is gonna combine into more people not playing the game. This was the last chance for Diablo 4 to become good, and maybe the next time it's gonna become good, you know? To be more serious, I feel like Diablo 4 is just gonna become very dull over a couple seasons unless we add more exciting things that can happen with loot. The main point of playing this game, killing demons and feeling like you have a cool build, fighting and looting. And if looting isn't very exciting, then kind of 50% of the game just feels bad. I'm not saying that the loot is bad right now, but it's just not very exciting. So that's kind of my main concern and main thoughts about this game. I'm not gonna be doing more videos unless I figure out a build that I always wanted to do, but it never worked for 4 seasons already, which is a Conjuration Lightning Spear build. I have a couple ideas how I could approach that, and I tried in the past every single season. I tried Conjuration Lightning Spear build, and it just never really worked well enough. And it didn't really get buffed, but there are some other tools that could maybe make it viable in a way I imagine in my head, but it's probably not gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be doing any more videos for Diablo 4. I'm going to probably play something else. Maybe one more day for Diablo 4. Maybe do some kind of endgame a bit more. And then move on to the next game. Until the next season for Diablo 4. Yep, that's pretty much it. Kind of overall, I guess, disappointed that I'm still feeling burnt out on Diablo 4. Like, it was exciting, but the excitement is already kind of going downhill. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.